Hey there, YTPC, Crafty Piping. Got a special video today. Working on restoring a new estate pipe I just got from eBay. This is a BBB own made billiard. It's got a lot of cake. It's got the stem pretty well oxidized. Finish looks all right. We're going to clean that up a little bit, but I kind of want to do a video going over how I'm going to restore this and do some before and after so you guys get a picture of it. And we'll go from there. So, yeah. See you guys down at the table. All right, guys. So here's the up close of that BBB pipe. Virgin Briar. Stampies are kind of hard to see, so maybe once we clean it up. As you can see, the stem, no real tooth marks. A little bit here, but pretty well oxidized. Pretty tight. Don't look too bad, but look, got some stuff. Probably clogging that up. But as you can see, the cake is not the worst I've seen, but that rim's pretty charred up. Kind of hard. I don't think it's out of round, but I don't see any signs of burn through. Got some nice bird's eye here. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ream this pipe out. And to do that, I have a set of Decatur pipe reamers. I can get them out of my little bag of tricks here. So we're going to use these Decatur pipe reamer set. You can get this on Pipes and Cigars has them. There's also the Castleford ones off of Amazon. I think they're probably the same exact thing. But we're going to take this. If I can open my pipe reamer set. Hold on a second. Normally don't have that many problems with this, but apparently today the reamers wanted to fight. So just kind of going over this. So you got your handle here, and with this, we're probably going to have to start off with the smallest blade. See if it'll. We'll start off with that just to kind of round it out a little bit, but then we're going to move up to the next biggest size. Yeah, see, there we go. Made a little mess, it's all right. So we'll take this over to my ashtray, clean it out, and we're just going to work our way through this, and I will be back here in a few seconds once I get this bowl fully reamed out. All right, so we got it. It's kind of hard to see, but we got it cleaned out as best I want to get it. I took some 220 grit sandpaper just to the rim, and that char there is pretty deep. I don't want to go too far into it, and then there's some around here I try to get off, but it's pretty charred up, which is okay. You really can't tell from in here. Let me see if I can try to, oops, sorry, bumped the camera there. Try to focus a little bit better. Let me grab a flashlight so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There is some light cracking going on in the bowl. See if it'll pick up, focus where I want. Come on, focus. Thank you. Oh, there you go. You can see it good there. So that's not too deep. I've seen worse. Got pretty thin walls compared to like my bulldog pipes I've had, but nothing too horrible. I don't think I'm going to worry about mudding this one. Maybe I should, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I'm just going to smoke this one real light. And we're going to go from there. So next, what we're going to do is I take some Murphy's oil soap, non-diluted, and just clean off the finish on the bowl, and just to kind of see how much of that dirt and age we can get off of there. So once I'm done with the Murphy's, I'll be back, and you'll see the product after that. All right, and we are back from the Murphy's oil soap. scrub, I use a toothbrush. You see it really brought out the grain. Now once I did this, you can see where it's a little bit dark here. I don't think that's from any kind of like a burnout, because right there I don't see any cracks that line up right with that. But definitely brought the grain out. Once I oil this and buff it all up and all that, you can kind of make out the hallmarks now. A little bit better, 606 shape. So now we did this, I'm pretty much going to sit the stummel off to the side. I mess with this later. I try to focus on the stem next. So this stem's overall in a pretty good shape. I'm just going to do an OxyClean soak here for the next 10-15 minutes. Then once that's done, I use micro mesh pads to sand this all down to get rid of any of this oxidation that won't come off with the OxyClean, as well as just smooth everything out and kind of bring back some of that nice black vulcanite shine. So after that, we'll be back and I'll show you what the stem ended up looking like after the soak. Then we'll do the sanding and polishing with the micro mesh, come back for that. Then we'll throw it in the buffer. With the buffer, I use 2 buffing wheels, one with some triple E compound, as well as the next with a white buffing compound. So after that, we'll see what that'd be the finished product. All right, so ended up while I was waiting for the stem to soaking in OxyClean, I did end up hitting this with some 220, 320, and 400 grit, just to kind of knock some of that color down. And once I re-oil this, I think it'll come out looking pretty all right for the stummel. Moving on now, this is after the OxyClean soak, so you can still see that there's a good bit of oxidation there. And I use these micro mesh pads, if I can find the right one. So these go from 320 all the way up to 12,000 grit. These are wet because I use these on the pipe stummel. And all I do is I'll take the 320, and I find it a little aggressive, but I'll hit like this heavy oxidation up here just to kind of break some of that up. And then once I'm down to about the same color across the board, I'll start knocking the rest of the oxidation off. But I kind of focus on the heavy spots with the 320. It is pretty aggressive for stem work. You don't want any big heavy scratches in the stems. That will usually lead to kind of some of these stems over the years, they get pretty thin. So I just use the 320 strictly to get down, like you see there, comparing to the before. This is the after. And now if you have a thicker stem, you can use this to take out, light chatter. But I wouldn't want to use this as my final grit. I just kind of use the 320, like I said, to focus on the heavy stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this. I'll work my way all the way up to the 12,000 grit, and then we'll do another update on the stem. Notice I haven't cleaned out the stummel or the stem yet. I usually wait till I'm just before I get ready to buff to actually clean out the gunk from the mortise and inside the stem. So I'll catch you guys here. For you, it'll be pretty quick. For me, it'll be a couple hours I'll spend on the stem. The stem takes the longest for me. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that stemmel's coming out. It's coming out nice. But yeah, I don't see any signs of burnout. Like I said, I'll be gentle with it at first, but other than that little bit of rim darkening, which you'll get with some of these estates. But yeah, it's a used pipe. What do you want? All right, guys. Catch you here in a minute. All right, guys. So after some vigorous sanding and polishing with the micro mesh pads, this is where we're left off. All the tooth chatter is gone. No holes. Nice sheen. And I can leave it here because I do put a layer of mineral oil across my stems, but I like to throw the stummel and stem together, and then I will take and see, like, I had to take off a good chunk to get through some of that heavy oxidation. It doesn't look too bad. There is now a slight line there, but I think potentially, yes, there's just going to be a slight line, but that's okay. Like I said, it's a used pipe. I'm not sure when this pipe was made. I'm guessing it's an older pipe just based off the oxidation of the stem. But I think that stem came out great. No need for any super glue fillers. Sometimes if you get like a real deep tooth mark, I'll put some super glue on there. But this one, it's pretty thin, but we were able to save the original stem and button. So I'm gonna go buff this real quick, and I'll be right back. All right. So back from the buffer. Now I don't use carnauba wax. I use the Decatur pipe shield, no buff hand applied wax. I know I could use carnauba just because it's what I've got. I have a buffer, but I don't use it. So as you can see, man, we really got that grain to pop, all that bird's eye, some of that straight grain. Top the bowl, still a little bit of darkening there. That's all right. Try to show you the front side of the pipe. A little bit of flame grain, at least that's what I think that's called. But I saw that bird's eye, and I am a huge sucker for bird's eye. And that stem came out absolutely perfect. Now this is prior to any kind of treatment, so there is no pipe shield on it. I still have to clean the inside, and there is no mineral oil on the stem yet. So this is completely raw. But man, that thing came out great. So then what I'll do is I'll do a salt treatment on this, clean the stummel, the mortise out with alcohol, as well as the stem with some bristle pipe cleaners and then some normal fluffy pipe cleaners. And yeah, so maybe I'll do another video showing that, but that's just your basic deep cleaning and salt treatment. If any of you guys want to see a video of that, please let me know. But yeah, this is essentially what it's going to look like. It's be a little bit darker once I apply the pipe shield, but I usually wait to do that till after I have done any of my alcohol treatments. Now I don't use salt, I use cotton balls. Same premise. I learned that tip from the Southland Piper. He does some great videos on pipe restoration. So if any of you guys ever, I highly recommend you guys check him out. But yeah, so this is my BBB 606 handmade. I believe that these were made in London. I'm just extremely happy with how this pipe came out. Much better than what it started off life as. All right, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.